The never say die New York Islanders take down the league leading Winnipeg Jets 3-2 tonight, and I guess we'll call it a must-win game. I think even the biggest of diehard fans, really know that this season is done. But the Islanders, they refuse to they refuse to have any part of that. They always have. They're a very stubborn team when it comes to the late stretches of the year and going down and taking a run at things. And usually we've come out on the positive side. I don't think this is going to be the year to do it, but hey. With these guys, you just never know. And as it stands right now, after taking down the lead league leading Winnipeg Jets, they're only 3 points out of a playoff spot. Wouldn't you know, the six teams that they're fighting with tonight all lose. All lose, every single one of them. So, anybody who had been zoned in on sell, 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 because now it's up in the air. It's up in the air for the next 3 days. We as Islander fans probably have no idea what's about to happen. Uh, the most likely thing would be would be the sell. I think the majority of Islander fans have asked right now would probably go with the sell. But it got kind of emotional. I didn't do my podcast right after the game. I decided to watch the after show, and you have a tendency of forgetting just how much behind the scenes losing a person like Brock Nelson would be at the trade deadline. Uh, I guess maybe a couple of weeks ago, I was just thinking of him as a hockey player, but then I started listening to Shannon and Clutter and them talk about it, and these people know each other's families and that. Like Brock has been with us forever, 901 games. That's fourth most games ever played by a New York Islander. I mean, he's been around. We've been through the whole thing with him. One of uh, one of Snow's best trades was I think he moved up 6 spots to 31st overall pick, which was the last pick of the first round, and picked some tall, skinny kid out of War Road High School named Brock Nelson, and what he turned out to be for us. I mean. It's been awesome to have him, and it was so sad to kind of listen to a guy like Clutterbuck say, it affects everybody's life. Like I won't have to go pick up Brock's kid to go to hockey practice anymore. I mean, when you hear things like that, it goes kind of deep. And then Shannon, she got emotional tonight with the tears in the interview with Brock. So whatever goes down, whatever goes down. Uh, I'm fine if Brock stays. I really am. I don't know. I don't know. I deep down in my heart I know we should probably sell, sell, sell. And both our goal scorers tonight and Paul Mary Nelson should probably be sold. But hey, that's another story. But let's talk about the game. And I'm just going to go right to something that Butch said in the second period. And he goes, "Where was this effort last night?" And I thought, Butch, I was thinking the very same thing. Like, so it's just such it's a crazy, crazy hockey league that we play in. And when you play 82 games, you just can't get up for every game. And it's, it's crazy how some you can, some you can't. But definitely the effort was there from the Islanders. It didn't look good at first. Like we were being outshot like 10-2. And then after that, we got the next 15 shots in the first period and completely turned things around. So, anyway, let's talk about that first period. Now, normally we talk about I was talking in the last podcast about puck luck and whatnot and how we really haven't had it. Tonight, kind of a little bit of a even out kind of scenario, but it was still working against us. Anyway, in the first period, late in the first period at the 16:49 mark, Kyle Palmieri with his 20th of the year from Brock Nelson and Bo Horvat, and it was on the power play and it only took 23 seconds to get that goal in the net. It was a superb, beautiful passing play. It was an immaculate hockey play, which is what got us the goal, which the whole time has been the problem with the New York Islanders is that for us to score a goal, it seems like we have to make an immaculate play to score it, where other teams are getting deflections in off this and off some guy's head and all these other things like that. But what a beautiful goal. And it was great to see Palms get rewarded with his 20th. That's his seventh time he's hit that mark. So really well done. And then so we leave the first period 1-0, and we're looking good. We're looking good. Lots of effort. Outshot the Jets 17-10 in the first period after being down 10-2. Really, really an awesome first period. Second period, not so much, even though we started off pretty good. 133 into the period, Brock Nelson scores his 20th of the year from Max Siplikov and Noah Dobson. Beautiful pass by Dobson to get it up to Brock. But I tell you, there is just no panic in Siplikov's game. Like he just so casually and routinely got that puck back to Brock for the empty net goal that it was beautiful. Once again, it was kind of an immaculate play for the Islanders to score. And 2-0, but it's two immaculate plays. The passes were good, the shots were good, and everything had to be right. And that's how we score our goals. And then lo and behold, it's the Jets' turn to go on the power play. And of course, is going to be a deflection off Simon Holmstrom. Josh Morrissey on the power play scores from Shifley and Connor. But I just don't understand these players of today. Like they've got these guys so brainwashed that you must block everything. And why Holmstrom would kick his foot out like that, being in the high slot to try to block a shot that's almost already by him, just get enough of a piece of it to totally send it in a different direction and get a goal scored against us. And there we go. So now we're down 2-1, giving up a power play goal. We've scored a power play goal. So our specialty teams aren't killing us tonight, which is good. But it's just like for us to get our two goals, they both had to be immaculate. And for the Jets to score, it was just, I tell you, the Islanders have scored more goals against their team this year than it just it's when I played hockey, this just did not happen. Like if you had a puck go off you and in the net, people remembered it for games because it was so rare. Oh yeah, I remember that time you kicked one in unlabeled. Like it just didn't happen. And now it seems like 50% of the goals are going in off your own team. And we're scoring against ourselves. It's just crazy. But to put your foot out there like that to try and block that made absolutely no sense. It's not going to do any good. And another thing, you could break your freaking foot for starters. Is it's make it make sense. Make it make sense to me. But anyway, so we leave the we leave the second period up 2-1, and the Jets definitely had the better of the play in the second period. Not by a whole lot. Well, they had a good share of the play, and the Islanders were okay. They were okay. So, but anyway, we were up 2-1, and we're going to the third period. So, finally, in the third period, early in 4 minutes and 3 seconds into the game, we finally get some puck luck. We finally get some puck luck to erase the puck luck that we had go against us, which is kind of the way it's supposed to work. That's how when people talk about the hockey gods giveth, the hockey gods taketh, right? That's kind of the way it's supposed to be. So Pollock sends a bouncing puck off a Winnipeg Jet skating into the net, and it's finally we get our flute goal, and that puts us up 3-1, and that's amazing. Uh, Now Ehlers is gonna make this thing interesting once again on the power play, and I just want to say. I get so frustrated with the NHL, and sometimes it can be so Mickey Mouse. And I'm talking with a friend of mine online and that, and it just drives me nuts. Like Anders Lee's trying to take his stick over top of a guy's head and just barely scrapes the back of his helmet. And that's what got the power play for Josh Morrissey to make it 2-1. So. Uh, barely even made contact with it. 3 minutes later, Horvat gets a stick in the face, has to take a couple of stitches, no call. Like these guys, it's so frustrating to watch the NHL sometimes. Like they're making it look like WWE wrestling, like it's scripted or something. It just has a bad look, and the refs are far too much involved into the game. They need to back off. They need to back off. They really do. It's getting bad. Anyway, let's get to Nicholas Ehlers with 12:51 left. He makes it 3-2 on the power play. Once again, the Islanders, the PK, even though it gave up 2 goals tonight, it was actually relatively good, and both goals were scored late in the power play. So the the Islanders have been doing good work. It just so happened that, the plays finished it off. Ehlers made a nice play by the down low by the goal line. And assisting on that was Kyle Connor and Josh Morrissey. And and now it was just a matter if the Islanders could hang on or not. And to be honest with you, for the next 7 minutes, I actually didn't really feel like the Islanders were in very much danger of giving up the tying goal. I think they went a minute and 47 seconds with the goaltender pulled, maybe one chance, and the Islanders would have, if the game was 2 seconds longer, they would have got that empty net goal, and they would have ended it that way. But a well played game by the New York Islanders to win 3-2, and I think kind of surprised everybody, kind of shocked the world a little bit for tonight's game for sure. However, I do think that we caught the Winnipeg Jets at the right time. They just were on an 11 game win streak. They lost their last 2 games. We now made it their three in a row that they've lost, and we just caught them at the right time. We caught them at the right time. We even actually almost caught them at the right time for the power play too. They came into the game going 0 for 16, and I think they ended up after this game. They got two for four, 2 for 3. I can't really remember, but anyway, I think we caught the Jets at the right time. And not only that, I don't know for people who may know or not know this, but the New York Islanders have never lost a season series to the Winnipeg Jets since they've gotten back into the league. So, yeah, so there's something for you. We split the. Obviously, you can split the season series when you're playing a West Coast team because you only play them twice most of the time. So, that would be one of the reasons. But since 2011, the Winnipeg Jets have never won a season series from us, and I think that's 5 in a row that the Jets and have lost on Long Island, and it's always been a good team coming into Long Island in the last few years. The Jets have been up there quite a bit, so yeah. So anyway, let's go talk about the players now. Well, first off, let's start with the man of the night, Brock Nelson. This could have been his last game in an Islanders jersey. I find I'm a little bit emotional about it. I've always liked Brock. I've always enjoyed watching him. He was a little frustrating at the start of his career when he would have his great Octobers and then kind of disappear for the rest of the year. But he was always around the 20 goal mark. He was always something to cheer for. Always something to cheer for. Definitely that was Brock for sure. So if that was Brock's last game, that was a hell of a good game to go out on, Brock. Well played. Goal and assist tonight, 2 points plus one. One shot on goal. He had a hit. Two block shots in 20 minutes of ice time. Really a fantastic ending for a great career. Uh, as a New York Islander. This is one of those situations where you would love, but it just doesn't ever seem to happen where, say, hey Brock, here, go win a cup, but come back this summer and we'll re-sign him. And you almost wish that you could do that you could recoup a bunch of assets and then still have the guy come back and you'd just be a better team with assets. That's all. So fantastic game by Brock. Like I said, a little emotional about it because I've always been a big fan of Brock Nelson. For example, like Josh Bailey played 105 56 more games than Brock did as an Islanders, and I hated almost every minute of Josh Bailey being on the Islanders except for the 1 year when he was on Tavares's line and put up 75, 76 points. I have one season of good memories of Josh Bailey. I have every season as a good memory of Brock Nelson. So if Brock goes, I will definitely miss Brock. So best of luck to you, Brock, if you do get traded, and hopefully you bring us a haul if you do. Ryan Pollock tonight gets himself a goal. Look what happens when you shoot the puck. It wasn't a 100-mile-an-hour slap shot. It was a bouncer that went off escape, but still good enough for a goal and gets Ryan into the plus category. Once again, the Islanders are all going to be pluses tonight because both of Winnipeg's goals were scored on the power play, and that's nothing against the plus minus for us. But the pluses won't be that high either because we had a power play goal as well. But Ryan had two shots on net tonight, 2 minutes and penalties, two hits, four block shots in 18 minutes of ice time. So a much better game by Ryan, but I was still baffled with his PK work. What I noticed last game with him just standing around and not actually becoming any kind of a factor, just standing in that one spot right by Ilya, kind of out front, but to his just off to his right, just a little bit, just doing nothing. So that was a little concerning for me, but I don't think it's the reason why it killed us on the power play tonight. So there's that. Kyle Palmieri, another guy. We'll talk about him because Kyle could be gone as well. Very, very happy with Kyle's stay in Long Island. Now, Kyle is one guy that I could see actually getting traded away here and actually coming back and signing maybe a possibly team-friendly deal for as an unrestricted free agent because he's around from that area, around from Long Island and whatnot. So Long Island, New Jersey area, but he's got a lot of ties and roots there. So he's one I could actually see happening. Anyway, a beautiful goal by Kyle tonight. He one timed it straight in the net, had to do it. That's how you beat Hellebuck. Beautiful goal. And he had two shots on net, one hit, one block shot in 19 minutes of ice time. So if this was Kyle's last game as an Islander, it was a good one as well. And I'll just say I said this in the last podcast of his 4 year contract that he signed with the New York Islanders. First year and a half, he was basically injured most of the time, and he never really got going. And we were all pretty disappointed with him. I don't know if you remember the actual season before. Uh, he signed his contract with us when we traded for him as a rental. He only scored like one goal in the last 17 games. So it was kind of disappointing from that start. And then all of a sudden he scores 9 goals in the playoffs. And it's just a yes. Okay. But then he just gets injured for the first year and a half of his 4 year contract. Had a hard time getting going, but for the last 2.5 years, he's been nothing but excellent for the Islanders. Streaky, yes, but we knew he was a streaky hockey player, and definitely a good 4 year contract. Definitely Islanders win that one for sure. Max Siplikov, once again, like I said earlier tonight, it's like he's got ice in his veins. He was just so casual on getting that puck back to Brock for the wide open empty net. Beautiful assists on that. And I love the way Max uses his body and checks and just does so many things. I'm expecting a better year out of Max. I next year. I think Max kind of has kind of burned out a little bit in the NHL with the rigors of the travel and the schedule compared to the KHL, which isn't is a much slower pace to the travel schedule and whatnot. So I really do think we can expect some really big things out of Max next year. Not that I don't think that this year has been I think it's been pretty good for a rookie year, even though he's not really a rookie because he's like 25 years old. But anyway, Max got himself +1 tonight, one shot on net. It was a nice glove save that Hellbuck had to make to stop him. He also had one block shot as well in 15 minutes of ice time. So. Uh, I tell you, I love this guy when it comes to breaking the puck out of our own zone. There's a between it for me, it's a toss up who's better at getting the puck out of our end, Siplikov or Barzell. And I actually think I got to give the nod to Siplikov. 95 out of 100 times, it seems he makes the right decision with where to go with the puck, and somehow that puck gets out of our end. There was one time tonight I saw him. We were hemmed in. I'm going, come on, just get Sipka the puck. Just get him the puck, and he'll get it out. And all of a sudden, he got the puck, and I go, oh, he's in a bad situation. There's nowhere to go here. Uh-oh, he's in giveaway territory. What do? He iced the puck. Perfect. Perfect. Exactly what you want a player to do, which too many players nowadays will refuse to ice that puck. There were no other options. And if there's no other options, you don't try to do something soft, and that's when the puck will end up in the back of your net. So, really nice job by Max there. I thought he had a good game tonight. Noah Dobson also looked pretty good once again tonight, and I do believe Butch mentioned that he's become a lot tougher along the boards, and that's something that I have noticed as well, especially since he's come back since the Four Nations. Uh, he's playing some really good hockey. The offensive numbers aren't up, even though he picked up an assist tonight, and a beauty of an assist it was with that pass out to Brock, making Noah +1. He also got 3 shots on net, and that part I really like. But 3 hits as well from Noah, and 3 block shots. 21 minutes of ice time. That's a hell of a game by Noah Dobson there tonight. So well done, Noah. Keep up the good work, and I have a feeling that. We're finally going to get that 200-foot defenseman out of Noah Dobson next year, but I also expect the offense to come back and increase. I think we'll see that next year. Hopefully, we come back with the younger, faster team next year. Bo Horvat, he got himself an assist tonight. Had a little rough one there, taking a puck off the palm. There's nothing that hurts more than that. Everything he touches for the next 2 weeks is going to go the bruises on these bones right here from pucks, man, they stay a long, long time. And that's exactly where you wrap that stick around, and it's just whoo. But it doesn't matter. Everything else you touch in your house and everything is like, ow, 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 ow. That was nasty. So but Bo, it was a trooper. He came back and got his assist tonight. 2 shots on net. He had 2 hits, 1 block shot in 17 minutes and 22 seconds of ice time. So, pretty good game by Bo. Poor Anders having to go into that fight. I just, I call it a spade a spade. Like NHLers are pussies. They're absolutely pussies. When I played, I loved to fight. I fought in the stands, a la Mike Milbury in Thurso, Quebec. I fought in the parking lots. I fought in every hockey game situation you could possibly do. And I love to fight. And I love to fight. But what I see today in today's NHL, what constitutes a fight just pisses me off more than I can even let you know, because a person gives a good check, somebody has to fight. Give me a freaking break. You fight somebody because that guy tried to take your head off. That's why you fight somebody. Not because somebody makes a nice body check and, oh, you touched our hockey player, so we must fight. It's NHL rules say we must fight and show how we stick up for our teammates. Did anybody see Lowry's hand at the end of that fight? Nothing but blood. Nothing but blood. He smoked the living hell out of Anders Lee's helmet. Anders Lee's helmet lost that fight. Anders Lee didn't feel a goddamn thing, but Lowry, everything he touches for the next 2 weeks because of those scabs and everything, and putting it into the glove will rip off and everything. And it's just a joke. There's no way that Anders should have had to fight tonight because of a hit that Romanoff put up. It's just an absolute joke. NHLers of today, you're a bunch of pussies. Fight for the right reasons because you're pissed off and some guy just tried to kill you. That's a reason to fight a guy, not because somebody makes a nice body check. Okay, enough of that rant. Enough of that rant. Anyway, good job by Anders. I guess it got the team pumped up, got them all fired up, and that's actually when they kind of turned it around and started playing some really good hockey. So Casey Cizikas, I thought, had an excellent night tonight. He's been playing really, really well in the last couple of weeks. He just seems to be reinvigorated with playing with Pajot and Lee, and he's all over the ice. He was a +1 tonight, getting his assist. He had 4 hits, 2 block shots in 16 minutes and 19 seconds of ice time. But he just looked like the old Casey. He's actually he's helping us again. Like he's contributing where when Matt was around, we were just getting plugged into our own end and everything, and it was no bueno. So, yeah, so really, really nice last couple of weeks for Casey Cizikas. Well done. Adam Pelech. I thought Adam had a really good night tonight, especially after last night where I didn't think he was very good, but overall, Adam was trying to make things happen, especially offensively. Adam ended up a +1 tonight, but he had 5 shots on goal, 4 hits in 21 minutes and 35 seconds of ice time. So that was very nice to see from him, especially after last night's performance. And he had a nice hit as well in the game, one solid one that I can really remember. He did have one bonehead kind of play that I remember, but nothing happened from it. So overall, Adam had an excellent game tonight compared, especially to last night. Uh, Tony D'Angelo, I thought had an excellent game. He had zeros across the board except for 3 shots on goal in 19 minutes and 33 seconds of ice time. But I just thought his control of the play I like a lot. I like the way he walks the line, the blue line. It just moves everything around. It moves everything around, and he's very good at it. He's not shy to taking shots on net. Another thing I like about him. The only thing, actually. Uh, Ilya can thank Tony for 2 bailouts tonight. Ilya had 2 leaky shots that dropped basically that would have just been tap-ins if the first person getting to the puck was Jet. And instead it was Tony D'Angelo there not once but twice to get those pucks out of the way for Sorokin tonight. So as well as Tony can score against Ilya by picking corners and tipping deflections by him and everything. Tonight he was an absolute positive for Ilya. So well done, Tony. Simon Holmstrom, just another awesome game. I got to tell you, I am really so pleasantly surprised with Simon Holmstrom. As a 23rd overall pick, I kind of wrote him off. I watched him in the World Juniors, and he was on the second line in the World Juniors, and he was a contributor offensively, but you could tell the real stars were like Lucas Raymond and guys like that who were up top there and could really play. And so I never really ever expected anything out of Simon. And he goes down to the AHL and his numbers are pretty low and nothing really happens. But my gosh, watching him develop in the last year and a half or so has been something sweet to watch. And he's paying off. And I do believe he's going to actually get better. So Simon was a +1 tonight. He had 2 shots on goal, 1 hit, and 19 minutes of ice time. But it's just the little things he does right, like that I see with a guy like Siplikov and Holmstrom do on the forecheck and the back check and using their bodies and their defensive play. It's very nice to see. Anthony Duclair, I saw spurts of him trying tonight. Didn't make much happen with those spurts. He got 1 shot on net. He had 1 blocked shot and 15 minutes of ice time. But I could see message was received. The message was received, but I'm not sure it made that much of a difference. I mean, there was a couple of spurts, like I said, where he made a nice defensive play or whatever because he had a spurt of energy, but still need more out of him, a lot more than we're getting out of Declare. And like we were talking about on the broadcast tonight, like this guy scored 30 goals before. Like this is not what we expected at all. Mark Gatcombe, another solid night. Zeros across the board for the fourth line. He had a shot on net, 1 blocked shot, and did it in 8 minutes of ice time. And same for Hudson Fashion, zeros across the board, except one shot on goal and four hits and one block shots. And that was in 9 minutes of ice time. So Hudson had an excellent game. Had probably the best game of the bunch on the fourth line for sure. Scotty Mayfield, he picked up a plus tonight, did typical Scotty Mayfield kind of game where he just kind of slugged along, nothing fancy, played good defense. Did get one hit, one block shot as well. So good game by Scotty. Alexander Romanov always causing a stir with his nice body checks. Unfortunate, Anders had to answer the bell for him. But anyway, two shots on net for Romy tonight. I really like the way Romy has been shooting the puck lately. Last 3, 4 weeks, Romy's at least shooting every chance he can get. He also got three hits tonight and seven block shots. Like, listen to that line again. Two shots on net, three hits, seven block shots, 23 minutes and 51 seconds of ice time. What a great night for Romanov. That's awesome. Kyle McLean, another good night on the fourth line. Like I said, zeros across the board for the fourth line. So you can't complain about that at all. He got one hit. He had the same 8 minutes of ice time as Gatcombe. So Fashion got a minute extra than the other two guys on the fourth line. But the fourth line for what they did tonight was excellent. And I did notice the fourth line came out after it went to 2-1. And they were the next shift out and they hemmed him in. And so that was a great job. That was a great answer shift for just getting a goal scored against you, especially if it was a fluky kind of power play goal deflection like that. So excellent job by the fourth line there. That was a big shift, big shift. Pajot, I thought had a good game tonight for Pajot. Pajot is still a guy that I wouldn't mind seeing get moved at the trade deadline. He was a +1 tonight. He did get two shots on net. He had two penalty minutes, three hits, and one block shot in 19 minutes of ice time. So that's basically it for the skaters. And Ilya Sorokin was absolutely solid tonight, stopping 28 of 30. Had no chance on the first one. Maybe could have had a little better angle on the second one, but it was still a nice play by Ehlers. It was a great game by Ilya, especially playing back to back. So Ilya has been outstanding. Well done, 929 save percentage. So anyway, that's pretty much what we had for the night. So it's basically a big surprise for all Islander fans. I'm pretty sure everybody was expecting an Islander loss tonight, but the players just want no part of that. They never have. They've done this for years as the Islanders. They never say die, Islanders. We will fight to the very end, till the very end, till the last sword is put upon us. They crack me up. I love these guys. So no wonder I love being an Islander fan so much. So anyway, huge surprise. Like I said, what a comical kind of events tonight. All six teams lose and the Islanders win. So it's kind of like, what you gonna do, Lou? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Now do you go, oh, 3 points? Oh, we could still make the playoffs. And the weird part about it is they actually could, but I don't even want to think that because there's just too many possibilities, too many teams and everything in there. This is one where we should say uncle and go to the trade trade route this time, I think, and try to retool, restructure our team somehow, some way. But bottom line is, it was nice to see it was an entertaining game. And it was a nice effort by the Islanders, and it's just a shame they couldn't play like that every night, but that's just not possible. So anyway, that's what I got for you tonight. I hope all you guys and girls out there take care and peace out. Yeah.